Amit Shah just now, Honorable Home Minister announced high-level panel to study demographic changes to control infiltration. We will welcome. We welcome if the government wants to stop the infiltrations. Definitely, we have to welcome the government move. But the method of study is definitely questionable because they're saying that we want to study the demographic change, unnatural demographic change. We want to study to find the infiltrators. How, if say for example, a thief comes into your colony, how do you check whether thief came into our colony or not? Because we will check the identity card of the particular colony or the citizenship of that particular colony and then check whether any infiltrator is there or not. Like in exam, students are writing exam and then a teacher checks if any infiltrator is writing the exam, then he will check the all ticket photo and all. That's how they do it, right? But what if the same invigilator checks how many Hindus are writing exam and how many Muslims are writing to find the thief? How invigilator finds that? It's a big question mark. Same way like here, what is the need of studying the demographic change if you want to stop the infiltration and stop the infiltrators? Because they take our jobs, they allegedly intrude in our country, they take our jobs, there will be pressure on our wages, there will be welfare leakage because of the infiltrators, housing and land competition will rise, schools and hospitals will be burdened, voter roll manipulation will be done, use of forged documents. They use the forged documents to prove that they are the citizens of India, but they are infiltrators, and the crime data linked to the illegal networks may increase because generally these infiltrators will involve in these kind of crimes. So now the correct study, if the government of India wants to stop the infiltration, they should study how many infiltrators entered in India and how the citizens of India's jobs were affected, how many citizens of India underwent the pressure on wages, and how many welfare schemes that are meant to Indians leaked, and how much competition increased for housing and competition, and how many schools and hospitals burdened because of this infiltration and voter roll manipulation done or not, and how many forged documents are there, and then how crime data linked to this. This is the study you are supposed to study, but Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah ji announced that he is not studying all this. He wants to just study the demographic imbalance. Demographic changes means they will check how many Hindus are there, how many Muslims are there, and then they find that how many infiltrators are there. How does it going to affect the Indian? Because if either Hindu or Muslim or Christian or Jain or Parsi, anybody who does not belong to our country, they don't belong to us. Anybody who does not belong to our country, they don't belong to us. Once they intrude, they take our jobs of the citizens here. They take not only Hindu people job, they take the jobs of Hindus, Christian, Muslim, Indian Christian, Indian Muslim, Indian Hindu, Indian jobs will be taken by infiltrators of infiltrator Hindu, infiltrator Muslim, infiltrator Christian, infiltrator Jain. So if irrespective of the religion, anybody comes here and they take the jobs of the citizens here, right? So then what is the need of studying these kind of demographic changes? That I did not understand properly. Anyway, the government announced, they're saying that demographic security framework. What is the population shift, border infiltration, voting pattern, regional identity, security? They study demographic pattern. That's what they're saying that. Economic opportunity framework, they're like jobs, wages, welfare, how these people will affect. So that's somewhat that's we don't know that what is the intention of the government. Maybe they want to polarize. Even the immigration checkup also they want to polarize. Maybe balanced inflow across regions you should check. If say for example Amit Shah ji wants to check the balance, like 50 Muslims and 50 Christians and 50 Hindus and 50 Jain Buddhists, say for example, 4. 50, 50, 200 people are there. He's checking the balance, demographic change. 250, 50, 50, 200. Say for example, 40 infiltrators, 10, 10, 10 comes inside. Then the 60, 60, 60 will be there. 60 Hindu, 60 Muslim, 60 Hindu, and then there will be no change of demographic. There will be no demographic change there. Because all looks equal, Hindus and Christians earlier they're equal, now also they're equal. There will be no change. Instead of that, instead of checking the demographic changes, who are the infiltrators? That's the first fundamental. Sorry. Who are the infiltrators? That is the study they should do, right? You should study who are the infiltrators. If we identify the infiltrator and send them out, because they'll take our Indians jobs. They may take even Indian Muslims jobs. They may take even Indian Christians jobs. But they take ultimately the citizens of India, and because they're infiltrators, they may be Hindu. Say for example, Bangladeshi Hindu and a Pakistani Hindu, if they come here and take the Indian Muslim job, are you allowing that? Like for example, a Pakistani Hindu wants to come inside India and take away the food of the Indian Muslim. Do you allow that? As a country, do you allow that? You don't allow, right? Because even Muslim, even he may be a Muslim or Christian, but he's Indian. He may be Hindu, but he is not our Indian. So will not snatch the food of a Christian Hindu, Indian Christian, Indian food, and then give to the Bangladeshi Hindu. Will not give that, right? And if that is the intention of the NDA government, and then we don't know, that they have to say what exactly they mean to say. Same like Indian Muslims, if they go to Pakistan, I don't think the Pakistan will, welcome Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, all Muslim countries. I don't think they will welcome the Indian Muslims without any visa. Simply they intrude. So I don't think, if like Christians in India, if they go to any Christian country, America, UK, Christian countries, they are Indian Christians here. They say that I'm Christian, so I want to come into, I intrude into your country. They don't allow, right? They push them out. They say that you may be Christian, but you're Indian, we don't allow here without visa and proper permission. So the same approach should be even from our India, right? So there is something, I think, kind of polarization kind of strategy. Maybe we don't know that. NDA government has to give explanation. Regional concentration will be hidden, right, because of national averages. See, national demographic percentages may look stable, because if all, that's what I said, all 1 million Hindus included, 1 million Christians included, 1 million Buddhists included, 1 million Muslims included, then all are equal. Then demographic percentage looks stable, because demographic looks stable because equally they included. But it affects few districts, border regions, and there will be a lot of population pressure across the border, and the local schools, local hospitals, land prices, labor market, and everything significantly affect the native Indians. Economic effects without demographic effect, that also can happen. Large undocumented labor inflows may depress wages in sectors like construction and domestic work. So religious composition may remain unchanged, because if equal infiltration takes place, and labor market effects could still affect. So document fraud and identity issues may come. Some a kind of birth rate differences, misattributed citizenship and religion confusion will be there. Undocumented migrants and employed by local businesses, and temporary cultural issues, undercounting and over counting will take place, and urban slum growth interpretation, and security threats, humanitarian refugees versus economic migrants, opportunities may lose. So many things will be affected in India. So then why the BJP government is bringing this kind of study is good, the intention of stopping the infiltrants is good, but how this will affect, this demographic change will affect. I mean, immigrant is immigrant and stop him. He may be belong to any religion, because they will affect the ultimately Indians, including all Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, the Indians jobs they will affect. That's what I wanted to say in my video. Indian Christians cannot automatically go to Christian countries illegally, right? Indian Muslims cannot automatically go to Muslim countries illegally, right? Then how? Pakistani Hindus and Bangladeshi Hindus is automatically entering into India illegally. So illegal entry is wrong, it is wrong. It should remain wrong regardless of the religion. Humanitarian protection should be based on evidence of persecution. But they say that, asylum. They say that they're coming as asylums, like one kind of refugees. They say that refugee, it happens when there are wars. Refugees will happen when there was communal violence. We need to study, is there any communal violence is there or not, really there is persecution is going on in those countries or not, and then the neighboring countries will open asylum and refugees when the war is going on, and because on humanitarian grounds. But what war is going on in the neighboring states, neighboring countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar? What nothing is there. In the normal conditions, we are allowing those country Hindus to enter into India, and then it will affect the jobs of the Hindus, Christians, Muslims, everybody. As I already mentioned that the Indian Christians are not allowed into Indian Christian countries. Indian Muslims are not allowed into Muslim countries, because these people will affect their jobs. That's what Trump said. Trump, he said, you are illegally entering into our America, we will send you back. They sent even Christians back. So many Christians who entered in America, they cancel the visas and send them back because it's a Christian country, right? So that should be the kind of secular security concern. There should be even border security, infiltration, these are all should be secular method of checking, controlling the infiltration. There also politicizing and polarization kind of strategies maybe, that we don't know. Let's wait and see what exactly the intention of the government. Thank you. Namaskar.